Welcome to Brew and Review with Mike and Jake from Orange Cactus Coffee. Join them as they put coffees and brew methods to the test.
Thank you so much for joining us for episode 6 of Brew and Review, where Mike and I review Swell Coffee Company. This episode almost didn't happen because I made a total mess of it. I called it episode 5 when in reality it's episode 6. I lost the audio tracks for this. Mike had to pull the audio off the video and send it to me. Tried to make it sound as good as I could. It's terrible. It's my fault. Please forgive me. Might save the day, but let's jump right in anyways.
All right, well, let's hear it. Review coffee, review, review coffee, review, review coffee, review, review coffee, review.
We are brewing and reviewing Swell Coffee Company. You may remember that I called out Swell on Facebook for their puffery and marketing language about artisanal coffee without the artisanal pricing, and I thought that was dishonest at best, fraudulent and lying at worst. However, it did not stop me from taking them up on their sample pack. And many of you have already reached out and said, yo, $10 for the sample pack. I already pulled the trigger. I'm already on it. I'm getting my mug. I'm getting my Swell samples. And you know what? If you haven't, do it. Do it. Pull the trigger. It is not... Well, it's been okay. It's been good coffee. It's not maybe quite as fresh as we wanted. I think that was from some of the samples that we drank. Mike and I drank away from the show because we weren't going to do all 6. I drank 2. Mike drank 2. We're drinking 2 here on the show for you today. Real quick, Mike, the 2 that you drank at home, what did you think of those? You drank a natty.
I drank a natty, which the natty was the only one that stood out.
As good or as maybe not quite as fresh?
Memorable. Well, even with the natty, I thought it wasn't quite as fresh.
Yeah.
It had good flavors, but it felt like it was just a little old. They weren't very vibrant. But maybe it was preconceived. I don't know. It's hard to say because we don't know.
We were hit and miss here at the house. I thought the easy drinking and the traditional were both a little muted. I think I would have liked them just to be, I would have liked a little more flavor to be coaxed out of them. I wanted a little more body. I wanted a little more base. However, the missus really enjoyed them, both.
Nice.
She really enjoyed the easy drinking and the traditional. And we drank them both. We drank them both in one sitting.
Did you drink them neat?
I did not drink them neat. I drank them both with cream and sugar.
Cream and sugar.
With cream and sugar. And I got to tell you, in my opinion, they did not stand up well. They didn't put up a good enough fight to the cream and the sugar. The cream and sugar just kind of boom, just kicked the door in, was like, oh, little pig, let me in. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. And they just huffing,
just
puffing,
like
blow the door in. Huffing, puffing, I'll blow your door. Yeah, huffing, puffing, blow the house down. The cream and sugar just blew the house down. However, the missus thought they were fantastic. She thought they were really good.
Oh, okay. So who do we believe?
So we got to believe the missus. Look at me. Why would you believe anything that I have to say?
I have no idea.
All that to say is that if you're into the third wave lighter roasts, you'll probably prefer them. If you're looking for something a little more traditional, it's probably not quite as traditional as you think you're going to get. It ain't going to be, it's not going to give you as much base. That's it. That's all I got to say.
So let's
try
today, these 2. What do we got going in front of us?
Well, we've got the Beach Goth.
Gotch. I couldn't say it.
Why?
What did I call it last time? I mispronounced San Diego,
don't know.
I think, last time.
Yeah, San Diego. But now you call it the... I can't even repeat what you...
Beach Goth. I don't even know.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't talked much this episode yet, so I'm still warming up.
We're doing the Beach Goth. We're going to do the AeroPress for the Beach Goth, and we're going to do our trusted favorite Hario V60 for the honey. And what is it called? Oh, Adventurous. It's a honey process.
Honduras.
So, all right.
Honey.
I've got the coffee heated up to 205 degrees behind me.
The water.
What did I just say?
Don't worry about it. Listen back later.
I've got the water now I want to know what I said. I've got the water preheated to 205 degrees behind me in this electronic Bonavita kettle, and I'm going to remove my headphones. I'm going to let Mikey drive from here.
I was making them.
Are you making both of them? You can do that.
I'll do the arrow. You start with this do your V60?
We can't do both at the same time.
No. We'll do this one first.
Okay.
And then I'll do the AeroPress.
Okay.
Because
that's what I...
Oh, that's what you planned?
That's what we were doing.
Okay.
But now we've had like this whole...
Sorry.
Yeah.
I missed
Tangent.
that. I missed that.
Tangent. And the people are...
I didn't say it. We had a pre-prep.
I've gotten the
We had
mail.
a meeting before this. And
Nobody's digging the tangents.
You spent like 20 minutes trying to find
Don't
this guy.
appreciate the tangents. That
I
is
said,
the
yeah, I'll
paddle.
be right back.
That's the arrow. Mike is waving. He is threatening
waited.
me with the AeroPress paddle.
I waited in your hallway with your machine gun, Nerf gun, and you never came back.
Were you going to shoot me with a Nerf gun?
I was going to light you up. Ask the kids. They thought it was funny.
Wow.
You never came back. I figured he's in the restroom. Might as well put this away and sit back down.
Oh,
So I did.
that escalated quickly. It went from Nerf guns to potty breaks. Okay. All that to get back to what I was saying, I'm going to make the Adventurous on the Hario V60 right now for the people. You got to give them a play-by-play. We're doing the Rayo method. It's kind of, it's the Rayo method with our own spin on it, but it is, something that you've heard from us before. Yes, you've seen us do it before, so I'm going to just knock it out. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. So first thing Jake's going to do is get his kettle, and we always pre-wet, which does a couple things. One, it rinses any of the particles out of the filter, and then it warms up the brewer, the vessel, and puts a little water in the mug. Preheat the mug. You want the, these mugs are nice. They're by Fellow. They're called Big Joe. Great mugs. They have a good design and a good look to them. However, they're large. They're not the easiest to hold, and you have to hand wash them, which maybe for some of you that doesn't matter, but there are just some other considerations you have to consider. Yeah, you like that. Jake's not here to make fun of me when using them. So after he preheats, don't forget to dump the water. I occasionally in the morning, when I'm still half waking up, half asleep, forget to dump the water. And there's times when I've tried to just whatever. I don't care. I'm going to drink the cup anyway. That smells pretty good. It's the Adventurous, right? That's the... oh no. Yeah, it's the Adventurous, which is honey. Green apple, candy, and butter. So don't forget to dump the water. Now he's going in with the first pour, which is essentially the bloom. He's probably going to do 2 to 3 times the water, or the amount of grounds that weigh a certain amount in water. You follow that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was nailed it.
That was really good.
Nailed it.
Really good.
How many?
20 and 60. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got 20. So 3 times. So 60 grams of water to just ensure that all the grounds are saturated. And doing a little agitation, a little stirring. Idea is to get all the grounds wet as quickly as possible. Now he's coming in with the second pour and final pour. And he's going to take it all the way up to, 300? You like to do 300, 15 to 1?
300, yeah.
300 grams. Confirmation from the man upstairs. Not that.
That was
Jake.
weird.
You're hovering over me. It's kind of giving me a complex. You're doing concentric circles going from outside, inside, back to outside, looking for the dark spots, trying to turn them into light spots. And I think a good time for this, final brew time is around 3 minutes. Shoot for 3 minutes, give or take. The next thing he does after he does the final pour is just kind of a little stir around the outside, scoops some of the grounds that are high and dry into the pool, and then do a little swoosh. Pick the brewer up, give it a little swoosh, which is kind of what Rayo does. One of the things Jake and I were just talking about that I think matters more than maybe following this exact recipe is that you are consistent, that you continue to...
Can I just add that spinning the dripper... If I want to spin the dripper, I'm going to spin the dripper, and it does the same thing.
It does nothing.
It gets a vortex going. So there.
Yeah. So if you don't think it did anything, Jake disagrees. But whatever you do, be consistent with it. That's the key. So that when you adjust your grind size, everything else is the same. You can tell what the effect of that was. Okay. Dumping the water. Oh, you got water on the box. Buddy. We were supposed to use that. And we're coming in a little quick, but you got a nice flat bottom.
Yeah, just a handful of little grinds, high and dry.
Little high
but
grinds.
Just a tiny bit. The majority of it. Tiny bit. And the majority of it is wet bed of sand there.
Looks pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good.
Still dripping? Yeah, it's nice. 245. Good job, buddy. Good job. I'm going to It's got a nice color to it. It's almost got like a red, cinder block.
Yeah, we're brewing off of this Hario Square, it's called, I believe, and it's a stand. Maybe it's not called the Square, it's a stand, but it enables you to kind of see things a little bit better, and we've got a brew vessel that we're brewing into because that allows us to split the coffee up and share it.
Yeah, so we don't have to share a mug.
So we don't have to share a mug because we used to share mugs on the show, but then we decided that is probably not the most appropriate, and that people really didn't want to see that for the brew and review.
Okay, let's...
But we drank out of opposite sides of the mug.
Did we? We
Yeah.
spun it? We had our own spin?
No. Oh,
There you go.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What are you getting for smells there? Or are you?
Oh, I'm not going...
You going
wait.
sniffy sniff or no?
Not the microphone.
Oh.
That was for sound effects. Reasons only.
It's pretty good. It smells good.
It's pretty good. It smells
Well,
good.
it smells good and the packaging looks great. I haven't tasted it yet, but
Okay.
that's where the direction.
It should
that
be
I'm headed.
adventurous.
Yes. What do you think of when you think adventurous? I'm actually just on because I'm letting it cool a little
Like
bit.
a trip to Costco with all 4 of your kids?
That's adventurous,
That's-
depending on the age of the children and their level of first-time obedience. I know I don't talk about that a lot, but that's the expectation. I tell you once, and it's done. I'm not telling you more than once. And that, I believe, is the key to parenting.
One and done.
One and done.
Sounds nice.
Well,
Sounds nice.
you got to commit. You got to commit to it.
What do you do if they don't listen?
You discipline them.
What?
Discipline.
In the store? It's a
Yes.
pretty big store. You can find a...
No, we leave the cart. We'll leave the whole store.
You'll just walk out?
Oh, yeah. If
You'll-
we're going somewhere, we're late for something.
You'll let them
stop.
ruin it for everybody?
Everything will stop.
That's always a consideration. It's like, you're going to ruin this for everybody.
What do you mean ruin it for everyone?
Like if there's just one child that needs to be dealt with.
Oh, no, I don't threaten them when I'm out. I'm not saying you better behave or, you're going to ruin it for everyone. Say, hey, knock it off. And if it doesn't, okay, we're leaving.
Just the one or the whole family?
Depends on what's going on.
Because that's what I mean. It's like now the whole family is, did it again.
It depends. Well, it doesn't.
always him.
We will go, we'll discipline, and then we'll go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll start all over again. Because to me, that's the most important function, or the third most important function in my life is, parenting, raising the kids.
Kind of the
So
way
we
you
drop
would handle
everything.
a team, right? Like there's usually, when you have one player, the whole team, and so, okay, everybody runs laps. Not
Yeah.
that you want to punish, but there is...
Yeah, the group punishment.
Well,
If you
there's
think
a
about it,
connection to disappointing the group because of your act. You had a greater
Sure.
impact than just you
there's other people that depend upon you.
that have been
There is, but
affected.
I don't know if everyone. I've never viewed it that way, and I've never had other kids complain. They're more like, "Bruh, choose life. Choose life. Choose obedience and life." Anyhow, the coffee is cooled, and
How do we get on that? Oh,
tangent.
adventure. That's quite an adventure.
Yeah, because you talked about
Yeah.
going to Costco with kids, and I said, well, it depends on the age of the kids and how well.
We went on a little adventure there.
Yeah, and that was a great adventure, and
Thanks
now
for
we're back.
coming with us. Now we're back. Are you getting anything besides coffee?
I almost choked.
You okay?
Aftertaste. I almost think it needs to cool a lot more before I start getting any of the flavors. I'm definitely not getting green apple.
What?
There's no
You're
green
not getting,
apple.
like, the candy
no,
apple to the
candy
face?
apple is not happening. But there's a little bit of sweetness at the very end. I almost feel like this one is over roasted, just a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have said it like that.
Over roasted?
Yeah, I'm feeling like there's a lot more body in this. It doesn't taste like a honey processed.
Green apple.
Yeah.
Green apple candy and butter. Butter. You're getting a little buttery.
I'm getting the butter.
You getting
yeah.
the butter?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
getting the butter.
Like when you just cut off a little chunk
Is
of butter.
butter more of like a mouthfeel, or is it more of a flavor? Because I feel like a coating. It's almost kind of like a coating,
Buttery.
but it leaves my mouth dry a little bit afterwards. What about you? Like I take a little sip and I'm getting a little bit of butteriness, but the buttery doesn't linger. It's not a lingering butter. It's a leave you high and dry butter.
It's a high and by butter.
High and dry.
Oh, high and dry. Yeah, it's I'm getting a little bit of the candy apple, I think. A little bit of sweetness. I think still, as we mentioned, with the other ones we tried, I want to say that it's a little bit beyond the window of freshness that we would.
Could be.
And so because of that, they're just not very pronounced flavors. And so that's one thing to consider with this sample pack. On ours, on the one you ordered, it didn't tell us when it was roasted.
Yeah, no roasted on date.
Here's maybe a little conversation we can go with this for a moment. Because we've talked about offering samples. And roasting samples and delivering samples.
And we have. We've sent some.
We've sent some. But to do it consistently, do you set the same expectation as a roaster that you want that sample to be just as fresh as somebody buying a full bag? Because, right, a sample usually has an intent of winning somebody over. The sample is like, hey, try this, you're going to love it, and then you're going to buy from me. Like, that's the ideal. That's the goal of a sample. So does that mean all the more so samples need to have that much care and attention? Be just as fresh? Have a roasted date and say, after this date, I don't want you to have the sample because you're not going to have the experience that I would like you to have, and then you're going to associate that with my brand.
Correct.
Right? You see where I'm going?
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Because I've wrestled with this a little bit because roasting for samples seems sometimes like, is it worth it? Is this going to even bring any value? Am I going to get anything out of this? I'm just dividing up full bags of offering. I'm using my green, whatever, all these, and we're giving them away for free or for shipping. Do I need to put as much care and attention? Or do I just do a big batch and give them out, as needed? Go through the supply and then say, okay, let's roast another batch and use it as samples.
I would say I'm getting a little bit of tartness now. As it's cooling a little bit, there's a little bit of tartness on the sides of the mouth there. A little bit of the tartness. I don't know if I'm getting green apple, but you know how like those Granny Smiths are pretty tart? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm starting to get some tartness, but I don't know if I would call it
acidic
apple. Yeah, acidic. Yeah. Or you could say acidity. Acidity.
Acidic.
A little bit of acidity.
Acidity, yeah.
Acidic-y.
Little bit of the sour. Yeah. That's what the acidity is. It's usually perceived as sourness.
Tartness at the end. Like I'm getting a little buttery that has a tart finish. A dry tart finish. That's what I'm getting.
So you're getting a buttery tart finish.
Yeah.
A buttery
I'm getting a buttery beginning and middle and a tart dry finish. Dry tart finish.
It is a bit dry. So that's that one. We probably should get some seltzer water.
I cannot believe that I forgot the seltzer water. That's one of the magic of audio and video, though. I just press pause, right? You just press pause, and then we can come back like we never left. Back like we never left. To finish your thought on the samples, I would say this. You can't roast on demand for 3 ounces. And if your demand for samples is low, then you have to pick a date when it's convenient for when you're already roasting or when you're going to roast. If you're roasting 16 ounces at a time or 12 ounces, if you roast one bag at a time, it's 12 ounces, and you're going to send out a 2-ounce sample or a 3-ounce sample, then what I would say is roast those 4 samples, or, roast it up, sample it up, send it to the person that requested it, and then maybe look at your carts, like abandoned carts. That's what we did in the past.
Yeah, find a use for the other ones.
People that abandoned their carts, their Shopify cart, we sent it to them, said, hey, I saw that you were interested, and here you go. I think, here you go, give it a try.
Yeah.
Or just people that that love coffee or whatever, people that you've had conversation with. Or, you could even jump up on Facebook, right? How about going Facebook Live and saying, hey, I've got 3 samples. First 3 in the comments right now, boom, they're on your way for free. No shipping, no nothing. They're coming at you.
No nothing.
That's what we should do.
I think you should find homes for them.
You should have a day for it.
So you
don't want to do it every time somebody orders, unless maybe that's the best use of money. If somebody orders a sample, you roast a whole bag. You roast 12 ounces, and you have three other ones that don't have a home, and you jump up on Instagram,
divide them up, and
you jump on Facebook, you jump on Twitter, you have a free giveaway, you sling them.
I think, along those same lines, there is a sacrifice you have to be willing to make when you go down the road of quality, right? We do the same right now because I do full batches in the bullet, even if we just have one order, because I keep everything consistent,
right?
So that I can have the best probability of getting.
Is it 2 bags Is it
We do two at once.
2 bags for each one? Yeah. And
Yeah.
so sadly we have to drink.
Sadly.
If nobody
We gotta
buys
find
that
a
other
home.
bag, we sadly have to drink.
Sometimes we'll get another order in, or within a day, and
Yeah.
great, we'll send that out. Other times, I just give it to you or find a home for it.
Yeah.
Dividing it up for samples is another good
We've
option.
done that before.
We
Maybe
have
we
done
should
that.
do that. That's a great. You know what?
I know
I'm
you're-
surprised that you came up with a great idea today.
think
Divide it up for samples because we already have the little sample boxes. They're pretty slick too. We got the sample boxes. We have a ton of cards because I had to order more cards than we had for bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So we can sling a card, we can sling a sample, we can sling it out. We could go Facebook Live, we could go Twitter, we can go Insta. I've hit people up on Twitter as well, asked them if I could send them free coffee and crickets. It's like I'm the weird guy at a party. And
You want something. They're afraid you want something.
I don't want anything. I want to send you free coffee.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, remind me, with Swell,
Yeah.
it was a free sample. Did you have to sign up for
$10.
anything?
No, it's $10 for the
Just
sample.
$10, no commitment.
$10 for the sample. I like the sample. I still think it's worth your $10 to drink it, to try it, to get the free
Yeah.
mug, to see the Christmas and the mail delivery that they
packaging.
have.
It's
To
great.
experience all that, it is worth your $10.
Absolutely. But you came across another one. We don't have to mention names or get to it. But
Yeah,
there
the
was
mustache. It's gonna be Brew and Review 7 or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
coming
that.
up.
We haven't gotten it yet. It was shipped today, but
But
yes,
they made you sign up for something.
you had to sign up for a subscription to get the free sample.
Yeah.
And then you have to go in and unsubscribe.
And I think
Blue Bottle does the same thing for their subscriptions, I believe. For their free sample, you sign up for a subscription. You get your free
maybe.
sample.
I think when I first started,
And then you have to
they didn't have
unsubscribe.
that. You just said, "Hey, I want a sample." Give them your email address,
Maybe.
shipping address, whatever. But I think that's the reserve, though. When you hit people up on Twitter and say you want a free sample, in the back of their mind, they're like, "Oh, what do I have to sign up for?"
You're not going to sign up for anything.
Yeah, not for us, but because of those marketing tactics, people are hesitant. I know I am.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So you want to get the seltzer and do the next one?
They just don't know me. They don't know that.
They don't know.
Look at it. Oh, you know what?
No, I'm trying to give you something for free.
I'm just, yeah.
Take it. Take it.
It's all yours.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye.
So you did say, oh, hold on. Okay, I'm back now.
Oh, he's back.
I turned it off after you said, I don't know, I can't remember what you said.
It was off.
You said bye or something. No,
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
hi.
said bye.
Hi.
And then I paused it, and then I came back, and then I'm like, oh, hold on a second, because I did, Anyways,
Just cut it out.
we're back. We took a break, but I'm not going to edit it out. I'm just going to leave it.
cut it
I'm going to
out.
leave it for you guys. I've got the seltzer water. I've got it in these slick, not neutral glasses that I love so much. And now Mikey is going to do the Tim Wendelboe method of AeroPress preparation.
So this is on his website. It's their classic method for, I think, what they do in their shop, which is a little different than what I'm used to because they don't do the inverted method. So it's 14 grams and 200 grams of water at about 95 degrees Celsius.
Oh, I should have brought back the vessel, the brew vessel. Now we got to share mugs again.
Where's the brew vessel?
It's upstairs.
What's going on here? I think.
It was hastily put away, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I should get that and then
Should we
give this a quick rinse.
Should we pause it again? Okay. Technical difficulties.
freeze
We're gonna
frame.
be right back again.
Remember that song?
Yeah.
Freeze frame. About the Lido. I think I have the Lido 3 though. I think he's confused. Anyhow.
Okay. Third time's a charm. Now we're back doing the AeroPress. We've got the brew vessel. The AeroPress is cleaned up, as it were. And we are brewing the Beach Goth. And when I say we, I mean Mike. And I don't know what he's doing. He's like taking glasses, putting them everywhere. Okay, there you finally got the brew vessel. There's a little funnel that the AeroPress comes with. What we like to do is place that funnel inside. Oh, this is the regular method. Okay.
Yeah, this is the standard. That's
So
why
the
we're
funnel goes
featuring it.
inside the brew vessel, and then Mikey puts the filter inside the cap. The cap goes on the top or the bottom of the AeroPress, and then he's gonna zero it out. You're putting water in there first. Or you're just gonna preheat.
Yeah, we're preheating, and what Tim's recipe says
Just
is
putting boiling water all over his iPhone 10.
do that.
Not
It's
a big
okay.
deal.
It's waterproof.
Not a big deal.
10 seconds.
Oh, look at that. So that water, it really does just flow right on through. How does that even work? How does this regular method work? I don't think I have ever done anything but the inverted method for the AeroPress. Yes, it's true. It's true.
It works good.
All right.
In my experience, but
Oh, well,
we'll see if I can recreate that here.
Yeah.
Live.
No pressure. No pressure. We're not live.
We're not live.
We're not live.
Did you finish your coffee?
No, I did not. Not yet, but I'm going to right now. Watch this. I brought more glasses. See? I brought other glasses.
I'm just pouring water all over your table. Is that okay?
Mike routinely comes and trashes my place and then complains that it's a mess.
And then I clean it up, and it's better than when I got here.
Yeah. I didn't.
Where's the spoon?
It's right there.
Ooh.
Yeah. You could use this filter. There you go. For the spoon. There you go.
There you go. Good. You just used the V60 filter.
Yeah, I improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Filtered.
Dual purposed. All right, so Mike is now scooping because I thought we were going to use the funnel, but for the traditional method, I guess you need 2 funnels. I don't know.
You probably don't need the funnel, but I've always
and he's getting coffee everywhere.
Where? No, it's in there.
Right along the side there and down below.
I don't see anything.
Oh my goodness. I just blew coffee into my seltzer water. And all over his iPhone 10. Well, that's fine. I hope your iPhone 10 dies. No, I take that back. I don't really hope your iPhone 10 dies.
I'm improvising.
Yeah, you are.
I'm adapting and overcoming.
But we wanted to get to 14 grams of coffee. This part is just a little strange here that it's such a limited amount of coffee. But that's what it is. The recipe calls for 14 grams of coffee.
Oh, hold on.
That's Face ID. It's not going to... Mike was trying to get the Face ID to work on his iPhone 10, but it wouldn't recognize him because he was busy sneezing.
Nope.
So I guess the facial recognition technology does not work for sneezers.
So now what? 200 grams is all we add. And then we stir 3 times. And we steep for 60.
Yeah.
So
14 grams of freshly fine filter ground coffee. That's exactly what we did. Light roast. Yeah, don't you be bringing no dark roast to this conversation here. 200 grams of water at about 95 degrees Celsius, whatever that is. But we're at 205 for American Fahrenheit.
Okay, 3 stirs.
Stir 3 times and steep for 60 seconds. Now we're losing coffee out the bottom. There you go.
What is going on?
I don't know. He's got it. Nope. Once he
What's wrong with your
clicks
AeroPress?
that in, it's supposed to create. There it is. There it is. Well, you're pressing on it.
You have to press it.
Okay. So the majority, but it's still dripping a little bit. But the majority has stopped.
Your AeroPress plunger is tight. You must not use it too much.
Thank you. I think
You're welcome. Maybe it's the humidity.
Again.
And,
What I don't like about this method is that the paddle has some coffee on it.
Oh, that's right.
It's a minuscule amount, but it's...
We're at a minute, and then...
Okay, yeah, we're at a minute. So you take that back off, but that water is racing to get out now.
And then
And he's still 2, 3, back and forth. Yeah, back to front. Back and forth with the paddle, and then on goes the... Oh, now we're pressing already? Okay. On goes the plunger, and he's pressing. And it only gives you about 200 grams of coffee. That's what I find so surprising. It's just a small amount of coffee.
I think that's because it's Norwegian. We're used to...
They don't drink a lot of... I understand that we eat and drink larger portions, but do they charge less money for it as well? If it's tiny? Like, if I order the tiny, do I pay tiny money? Or if I order the tiny, do I pay big dollar prices?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with this method, is designed, can only hold so much water. And adding water at the end is controversial to some.
The most I can get in is typically 200 grams of water.
Exactly.
That's about the limit. And so I'm cool with that. I understand that. I'm cool with that.
They're using the brewer as it was designed.
Adding water is a little bit strange. Did Aerobi not want you to add water at the end?
Well, I think you do whatever you want. I think it was meant to make a concentrated espresso-like cup.
Oh, it doesn't do that.
Well, we've kind of adapted it to become...
Well, it doesn't
everything.
It doesn't make
coffee
espresso.
maker.
It does not make
Espresso light.
What is espresso like?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Strong,
I don't know either. But
black,
I like that.
bitter, sour, everything.
All right. Mike's just splashing and splishing water everywhere.
Okay, good. Here we go. get ready for the best AeroPress in your life.
Get ready for the Beach Goth.
Why did we use the AeroPress, Jake?
Well, because we thought that the Beach Goth, with its molasses and chocolate flavor notes, that it... Oh, Mom is calling. Do you want to pick up your mom? She's calling.
Oh, yeah. Call her back.
Okay, all right. Because we're trying to bring out that chocolate molasses body. We want a bigger bodied cup, and that's why we're going with an immersion style brewer.
Good. So, oh yeah, let's cleanse the palate. I don't know if you have to drink it like that to cleanse. Not sure it works like that.
You know what? I want all of my palate cleansed.
That's good. Okay, let's try it out.
I'm feeling like the palate is cleansed there.
Drink up.
I gotta tell you, it doesn't smell real appealing.
No?
Rich chocolate, molasses, sweet stone fruit, and attitude. I think I'm getting more attitude than anything else out of the smell.
Yeah, I didn't get too much out of the smell. Very muted. And I'm not getting a whole lot out of the...
Not a whole lot of flavors.
I think the grind was pretty good. Had good resistance in the press. And I've done the Tim method before.
Yeah.
It usually works quite well. Though I did fiddle with the plunger.
I'm thinking maybe we just didn't get as fresh a coffee samples as we wanted.
I think
when they made the samples, they just kind of sat there a little bit.
Yeah.
But I still think it's good coffee for $10. I think you're going to be good to go. I mean, the mug alone was,
it's probably like
$5 mug,
$10,
$5 coffee. Yeah, it's still worth the $10, I think.
Yeah. But overall, our impression of the coffee was not very high. I think it was good coffee. We could taste that there was potential, but we're assuming there was potential.
Yeah.
And so there is, I mean, to be completely honest and fair, if we're getting samples, I've got samples from Onyx and Blue Bottle and Brandywine, and they've blown my mind.
Straight up.
And,
Straight up, low down, awesome.
So though I think they smell great, they look like they're roasted well, and I can taste what they're getting at, they just lacked. Yeah. And, so as a consumer, that would impact my...
I won't be back, right?
I mean,
if you're not blown away, and I did spend some money.
But, yeah, if any of you guys took them up on that deal, let us know what you thought. If your packs came with a roasted on date, if it was active, when you brewed it.
And what you thought.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what your opinion is on it, because I'm not getting rich chocolate, molasses, sweet stone fruit, and attitude. Sadly.
No, it's just a little flat on this one, unfortunately. But that's it. That's all I've got.
Kind of like our show. Falling a little flat.
Falling a little flat.
Falling a little flat.
I should have just made a mess everywhere, so at least there would have been something fun.
You mean more of a mess?
Yeah, I should have just completely knocked the AeroPress over.
Oh, that would have
been done that before. When I've done the inverted and you go to flip it and the plunger comes out.
Because your plunger's all loose. You might want to replace that thing, buddy.
Can I borrow yours?
Yeah, there's a problem with the seal there. It's not supposed to work like that.
Maybe. I've got the older generation. This is the newer generation.
Oh, don't covet my...
You've got the next gen.
AeroPress. I'm a next gen AeroPresser?
You're a next genner.
Yeah, well, it's good.
Yeah, so there you have it. Thanks, everybody.
Well, Cactus rating.
Ooh, overall?
Yeah, overall.
Overall,
your Swell experience.
Overall, my Swell experience. Well, 3. Because I think their delivery, as far as their packaging, their presentation, the grind sample, the information, all that was so cool. I really liked the theme, though I thought 6 was a little bit much, but I liked how they kind of had the categories named. So that, and within that, they had a coffee that fit somewhat of a flavor profile. So I enjoyed a lot of thought that they put into this. I enjoyed that. But because I think the samples were a little old, I'm guessing, that's my kind of, edumacated
You're
guess.
educated, semi-educated.
Guess on it. If I have to pick something, giving them benefit of the doubt, so I would bring them down a couple.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it. What about you?
2.
2?
Yeah. And only because the packaging was so awesome.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's like a 3, I don't know. 3 seems a little high.
Does it?
Maybe 2.5. I'm going to go 2.5 cactus.
Two and 3/4.
Can you cut the cactus in half again?
I ain't doing that.
You did it once.
I know. Took too long.
It was a pain,
No
wasn't
more
it?
halfsies.
No more halvesies?
We are. This is like the kids' shoe store. Whole sizes only.
Whole sizes 2. Then I give it 2. I'm not rounding up. I'm rounding down.
2.
2 cactus.
Just not impressed with the brew.
Yeah. Yeah, the brew. But then again, the missus did like 2 of them.
Yeah, the wife liked it, so
3. Okay, I'm going with 3.
there we are.
Just in case the missus watches this, and which she's not going to, but I'll give it a 3. 3 out of 5.
I'll let her know you sided with her.
Perfect.
Until next time, watch your kids around those Costco samplers. They're not allowed to sample it without you present. You might get yelled at. Or at least we did. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for bearing with us through our struggles with deleting the audio, and I hope it wasn't too terribly bad. You can find the show notes and more information about Swell Coffee Company at orangecactuscoffee.com/brew review 6. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you next time.